We got the coolster back in the garage this morning. You saw me on the last video do the rear end piece right here, get it fixed. We'll start by, we're going to take this chain off and see if we can get it oiled up real good. Throw some paint on some of this that we did. I gotta air this tire up a little bit. I'm gonna put some paint on the exhaust. I've got some heat paint. The brackets for this rack are really flimsy and it's kind of kicked to one side, so I'm probably going to address that. And this foot piece on this side over here is missing, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and just take that piece off too. But I have a carburetor for it. I've got a plastic gas tank coming because if you saw in the last video, it was really rusty on the inside, and guess what, it's rusty again. So I'm just going to change it out, put a plastic one on there so we won't have that problem again. I have a new key switch for it, which that's where the old key switch was. All of the body panels, I'm going to try to take all the sticker stuff off of it and get some paint thrown on them. But I guess we'll start with taking this rack off, and I'll take the other piece off the other side and get the chain off where we can get it oiled up.
I'll get that in a minute. I forgot about that.
Alright, I got the chain over here soaking in some PB Blaster. We're going to see if we can put some, these little pieces right here are really flimsy, so I'm going to see if I can find some better ones to put on here. In fact, you can see this one's bent right here. That one is too.
Just about to say that.
Alright, let's see if what we can find to put on there a little heavier. Alright, I knocked these pieces that were bent back down flat. And I'm just going to put this little piece of metal right here on there just to kind of box in the little bracket. Let me get it kind of tacked on there. So I basically just boxed in this little piece here. Weld a little piece of metal in there to box it in. That should reinforce it. And I put some welds on the other ones just to reinforce them. And I've already gotten a little black spray paint painted on there. Covered up some of that down there with some black spray paint. Just went ahead and put a little heat paint on the exhaust pipe there just to clean it up a little bit. I went ahead and changed the carburetor out. It was pretty simple, so I didn't show you that on video. It was just an exact replacement for the carburetor to go back on there. All the panels on the four-wheeler were black. I decided to go ahead, I'm going to do a couple of these panels in red, just little accent panels, just to make it stand out a little bit. Got the chain back on. Starting to get a few more pieces done. Tightened up the front wheel over here that was flopping around so bad, so
I tightened up the wheel.
you tightened up the wheel. It was a little bit better. Now Alex is over here with the goo gone trying to get all the sticker gunk off of it. That's quite the chore, I'm sure, but he's getting it. Coming right along. Once I get the gas tank in, then all I'm going to have to do is probably get a seat for it. I want to see if I can get all these panels painted, get them back on. A lot of them chipping around the edges. That's where a sticker was on there. It started coming off, and I peeled it off. It pulled all the paint off of it. So we're going to get these pieces painted up. Start getting them back on there. There's the body panels. All spray painted up real nice. This one over here. And that one I changed to red. And that one that has white primer on it is going to be red also. That's the one that goes around the steering and has two little lights mounted in it. It's going to be red also. Getting a little closer. Going to get them put back on here as soon as they get dried. And see what this thing's going to look like. I am going to have to buy a battery for it too. I forgot. And it's a little bitty battery. Goes in that box right there. And it is little bitty. So I'll have to find one of them. And got to get the gas tank in. And it's coming from China on the slow boat. Getting a little bit more of the four-wheeler put together. I like the red accent on there. Got the tank put in there. This tank was plastic. The original one was metal, so I did have to do a little bit of modifications under there, moving some stuff around to get it in there, but it did fine. Alex is putting the screws back in. The front face piece. We had to put a new key switch in it. It's got a couple of lights that go right here. I don't really know what they are. I think one is just like a headlight indicating the headlight's on, and maybe the starter. I don't really know for sure which one it is, but I still don't have a seat for it yet. I'm gonna make some measurements on it here in a little bit to see which one we need to order. I think I know which one it is, but we may put a pillow on it or something if we can get it started and just ride it around. It's probably a little too cool today to do that, but it's coming together. We'll be anxious to be able to ride this thing. Alright, working on the coolster. We'll see if we can get it started. I've got this external battery here because I don't have the battery to go on it yet. It's a specialty battery, so. Oh, I turned the key on. Uh-oh, key is on. What's up now?
able to get that in there?
Well, the back brake is a hydraulic brake. It doesn't work very good. I've got it maxed all the way down. So I guess I'll probably have to be putting some fluid in that. Front brake works okay. That's back in neutral. There's the curve. Front brake works really good. Back brake needs some fluid in it.
Just make sure you don't hit anything.
It's good though. Now it's cycling good. Got headlight. Got high and low on the headlight. Whoa!
I told you not to hit anything.
Don't take the brake light for you, though. Makes me a bulb out.
Nah, we can fix that.
But I definitely need to put some fluid in the back brake. A little work. This is the tail light that was on here, and the bulb was broke. Well, the socket was also broke. So we're tossing it. I've got this trailer brake light that I'm going to mount on here, and I finally figured out what the wiring was, and the ground on the trailer it grounds through the bolts that you mount on the trailer, but this one, it needs to be isolated from the ground. So what I'm making is, this is just a piece of pegboard, and it just happens to line up, all the holes happen to line up. So I'm going to use it since it's non-conductive, and it mounts on there like that, and I'll have to put a ring terminal on the post for the brown wire on here to go to. And then it's really weird because green ties to brown and yellow ties to green to make it operate correctly. But I'm going to put some black spray paint on this and mount it on there, and once it's dry I'll make all this up and wire it up. But that's what I'm doing at this point.
Hi, Melody.
Hey! I can't feel my face. Hey, wait!
I think he's cold.
Well, I still don't have the seat or the battery for the coolster four-wheeler. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching Kevin's Creations. Be sure and like and share our videos. Thanks.